right,
IVF.
let's get this question, because I believe that's what this is about.
Oh, I want to talk about IVF. I'm the father.
You don't hear that every day.
I'm the father of IVF, so I want to hear this question.
Yeah. Hi.
Y'all, so let's go ahead and listen to the father of IVF talk to women about, reproductive freedom and, being a protector of women and all that good stuff that women care about, right? No, because this is how he opened the town hall for women.
Never had anything like this. We've never had a mess like this. 625,000 criminals released into our country, along with 21 million people. We have no idea who they are. And, that's just a soundbite. I don't know this guy, but he got lucky as hell to win, I'll tell you that much. But it's a soundbite that they like to use. But remember this, law enforcement's with me 100%, and we have to keep our community safe. And we have to take these murderers that they've allowed to come through open borders without knowing anything about them. We have to take those people and we have to remove them. We have to get them out of our country.
We're going to get into all of it.
Yes, a lot of doom and gloom. Yes, a lot of migrant crime. Yes, no offense. I don't understand where this is coming from, because my life has not personally been impacted by any of what he described. I have family that lives in Georgia. I have family that lives in Washington. I have family that lives in California. I have family that lives in New York. And none of them have described this gloom and doom that he's describing. It's like he's making up a whole nother country. Yes. Because it's not like he doesn't know that migrants create less crime than natural-born American citizens. Yes. But we all know facts don't matter to Trump. And facts don't matter to his running partner. As they both said, they will make up stories if they have to.
But it wasn't just a meme. Create stories so that the American media actually pays attention to the suffering of the American people, then that's what I'm going to do, Dana, because you guys are completely letting Kamala Harris coast.
They will make up the cats and dogs being eaten if they need to. Yes. Yeah, we heard you about that one. So obviously this is, the town hall for women about women's issues and all those good things. But we're not going to get to abortion, and we're not going to get to IVF or none of that good stuff until, the end. Because women don't really care about abortion or IVF or any of that good stuff. No, that's not the top issue that has Trump having the worst gender gap voting-wise for any Republican in recent history. That is not the reason why women are going to the Harris campaign in droves. But let's keep on going, because Trump now says he wants to get rid of sanctuary cities.
But first of all, we are going to end all sanctuary cities immediately. We're going to end them because they're really...
Is that an executive order you do that with?
I can do it with an executive order. I'll have to do it with an executive order. You can do it with the Aliens Act of 1798. We can do things in terms of moving people out. We can move them out of the sanctuary cities.
Feel how you made about sanctuary cities and all that good stuff. You know how he wants to do that? Yes, he wants to do that by using the Alien Act of 1793. Do you know the Alien Act of 1793? That is the same act they used to put Asian Americans in internment camp during World War II. Yes, very fucking extreme. So you about to go knocking door by door using the military to get anybody basically that doesn't look white enough and doesn't speak English good enough for you, and say, well, you're a migrant. Yeah, you're here illegally. Yeah, we don't want you here because we already know that legal and illegal immigration, none of that matters to him. We already know that protected status doesn't matter to him. He wants to get rid of that too. And he can essentially use the military to go and take people and rip them out of their homes. People that are contributing to our society. People that have good paying jobs that pay taxes. People that have been doing nothing wrong but being here in America. People that probably are DACA recipients. But guess what? If your English is not good enough, and you're not light enough for me, yes, let's just go ahead and get you rounded up and put you in internment camps like we did the Japanese and Asians during World War II. That doesn't sound like the kind of country I want to live in. That sounds very dystopian. So Trump is trying to create that country that doesn't exist, essentially. That only exists in his mind. He's trying to create that country. But let's keep on going. Because, the next pressing issue that he wants women to know, and I'm going to speak about this next issue as a woman of color, a black woman who has 2 boys. He wants to let us know that he's going to give police full immunity.
And we're going to have law and order. We're going to we have to reinvigorate our police. We have great police. They're not allowed to do their job. If they do their job with gusto, which is what we want them to be fair. And the sad thing is you'll always have a bad apple. And, hundreds and hundreds of arrests, one bad arrest, and it's on the front page of every newspaper. And these people are incredible. They want to do their job, just like the Border Patrol. They want to do their job. We're going to let them do their job. And I'm going to give them immunity. We're going to protect them because they do things and they end up getting sued. They lose their family. They lose their house. They lose their pension. They lose everything.
And then he realizes there are bad apples in the police force, right? That's all right. It's all right that there are bad apples. We still need to give them full immunity because even if they have to use a little bit of, they have to get their job done. Oh, all right. That's what we're doing, especially after we all saw what happened in Arizona with a disabled African-American man being brutalized by police officers who were called to handle a white man inside of a gas station, Circle K, laying on the floor and acting a mess. And then they took the word of that white man and said, well, I was acting a mess because that black man across the street at the Dollar Tree, who the police was not called on, he attacked me. And so what the police went and did? They went and aggressively pulled him down on the ground, punched him in his head, and now they got charges on him talking about he was attacking the police. When guess what? Here's a new flash. The man was deaf and has cerebral palsy. So you were giving orders that he could not even understand or hear. Because guess what? You weren't signing to him. And then you know what they had the nerve to say? They had the nerve to say that he should have let them know that he was deaf. But these are the cops that Trump wants to give full blanket immunity to. Yes. Black men, I hope you heard this town hall that he had for women. It's probably a reason why he ain't said that to the black men town hall if y'all will get one, because But Harris is pandering by giving a black man policy initiative. But I digress. And so now he finally gets to abortion, and women are asking him about, where you stand on this, because we believe that women should have the right to determine their future.
So facing the question of abortion, women are entitled to do what they want to and need to do with their bodies, including their unborn. That's on them regardless of the circumstance. Some are necessary to save their own lives. Why is the government involved in women's basic rights?
Right, good. I think it's great, and I'm glad you asked it. For 52 years, this issue has torn our country apart. Every legal scholar, the great ones, every lawyer, but the Democrats, the Republicans, the liberals, the conservatives, they wanted it brought out of the federal government and brought back to the states for a vote of the people. And like Ronald Reagan, I believe in the exceptions for rape, incest, life of the mother. I strongly believe. You have to follow your heart. Some people don't. It's a very small percentage, but you have to follow your heart. But you have the exceptions. But what we were able to do is through really the courage of 6 Supreme Court justices, we were able to do this after years and years of turmoil. Now it's back in the states. The states are voting for it. If you take
Trump decides this is the moment to brag about overturning Roe v. Wade. Yes, let me brag into this woman's face about overturning Roe v. Wade. Yes, Harris, they were in tears inside of this town hall. When you have to preface that women were in tears and it was so emotional when he finally got to this abortion and IVF and all these good things.
What you didn't see from that you'll see at 11 a.m. on the Faulkner Focus, it took her a minute to gather herself, Ainsley. Like there were a couple of women who were brought to deep emotion.
I understand why there were tears, because he answered terribly. And then we get to IVF protection, right? Do you know how he starts off the IVF conversation when asked about it? He says that yes, Katie Britt, a young, just a fantastically attractive person.
So although abortion does lie with the states, what is your stance on that, and what would you say to those women?
So I got a call from Katie Britt, a young, just a fantastically attractive person from Alabama. She's a senator. And she called me up like emergency, because an Alabama judge had ruled that the IVF clinics were illegal and they have to be closed down. A judge ruled. And she said, friends of mine came up to me and they were so angry. I didn't even know they were going, it's fertilization. I didn't know they were even involved in it. Nobody talks about it. They don't talk about it. But now that they can't do it, she said, I was attacked in a certain way. I was attacked. And I said, explain IVF very quickly. And within about 2 minutes, I understood it. I said, no, we're totally in favor of IVF.
This woman is a senator. And the first thing he had to talk about to describe her,
from Katie Britt, a young, just a fantastically attractive person.
And y'all think this is the man who's protective of a woman. Yeah, I don't need him to protect anything about me, because he's probably just looking at my assets and not what I'm actually asking to protect. My abortion rights, me having the ability to use IVF if unfortunately I can't have a child the most natural way possible. You know what I'm saying? Not trying to be rude or anything, but come on now. And this is the man you said is the protector of women. And then when he gives the answer, it's fucked up. Because the Republican Party is not the protector and the party for IVF. They literally voted against IVF not 4 weeks ago. They voted against a bill protecting IVF specifically. But you know what I found the most despicable in this entire thing? They had the nerve to be laughing and talk about ratings when it came to Amber Thurman.
Amber Thurman's family have come out on a press call, and they're doing what's called a prebuttal 2-hour town hall right now.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah? And I want to
get better ratings, I promise.
What? Yeah, a woman in Georgia who died because she couldn't get the abortion care that she needed correctly. And then his response is, well, I bet our rating be better. And you know what? Jessica Tarloff, she summed it up perfectly.
There are other women at the table.
What were you offended by? Let's hear it.
Okay, well, I'm glad that you asked. I was offended by him calling himself the father of IVF and then saying that Senator Katie Britt is young and fantastically attractive, as if that's relevant at all to her concerns about her friends who have used fertility treatments in order to become pregnant. I was offended by the fact that he was asked by a voter, why is the government involved in women's basic rights? And he answered with saying, I think it's great. For 52 years, all the legal scholars, the best legal scholars, Democrats, Republicans, both of them, have wanted to get rid of it. And that's what I've done here. That is not at all how the legal scholars feel or how the American populace feels. And to the questions about lowering the prices of things, again, no real answer. I'm glad I know more about how donuts are made or whatever was going on there. But I don't think anyone walked away from that thinking that he had any sort of empathy for what's going on in women's lives all over the country. I mean, he kicked it off actually by kind of laughing at the Amber Thurman story. There was, Harris brought up that the family had put out a prebuttal, and he laughs and he says, we're gonna have higher ratings, which seems pretty cruel. You could use that moment to say, I am so sorry that that young woman, a mother of a 6-year-old boy, lost her life.
Trump is having a women's town hall because women are leaving him in droves, because he is just a disgusting, despicable person when it comes to women's rights, what women need for their bodily autonomy, and just being able to If I'm a senator, call me a fucking senator and not talk about how attractive I am first. But y'all said this is the man who's supposed to protect women. I don't know. Maybe I'm just seeing this wrong. Maybe I'm seeing this different. Maybe something is clouding up my brain. The same way I can understand his entire fucking child care policy that he gave that was not eloquent, that was stupid and phony as fuck. No wonder Trump surrogates have to constantly come out and say Kamala Harris is a phony person and Kamala Harris is this and this and that. When you have a candidate that can't, in any means and fashion, talk about his own policies. You have to have every person but him talk about his policies for anybody to understand what his policies are for anything. And even when they talk about it, it's never the same policy pitch each time. You know why? Because Donald Trump hasn't made a policy, so they're making it up on the fly. The same way J.D. Vance was talking about $5,000 in an extra child tax credit, and Donald Trump was like, nah, me and J.D. Vance didn't talk about that. You know why? Because Donald Trump does not have any policy. He is running on, like Obama said, Obama's economy and what Obama left in place for him. Because no offense, I don't think Donald Trump has the mental capacity to create policy that makes sense, to create an agenda that betters the American people. I just don't think he has the mental capacity. And that's just where I land on all of this. But I don't know, y'all. Maybe I have it wrong. Y'all let me know in the comments. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Share this video if you don't mind with the person who might like some politics. And don't forget, I also do cultural news. So if you like TV reviews, if you like pop culture news and all that good stuff, subscribe and stay and look around the channel. All right, y'all. Bye.